So let's look at the syllabus for Core Concepts of Health. Again, as you can see, my hours for questions or conversations are by appointment. So the best way to reach me is through email or through my cell phone. I encourage you to take advantage of that. I do text, and I will take your phone calls as long as I am not working, but it is important for me to maintain communication with you, and so I will do my best to get back to you the same day, but at most within 24 hours. This course really looks at all of the different factors of health and wellness. So as we go through this, we will think about emotional health, environmental health, intellectual and occupational health, physical, social, and spiritual health. And we will really begin to think about learning and instruction through health and wellness of a teacher, and learning and instruction through the health and wellness of a student, and just how those different factors of health impact a student's success or a teacher's success in the classroom. There is a required text. It is a wonderful resource. I believe it will give you lots of insight when you start to think about not just your own personal health, but when you start to think about the different types of stages your students will go through, whether they are experiencing a divorce in the family or a death in the family. Perhaps they're struggling with sexuality issues, some nutritional concerns. It's just a great resource to have and go back to be able to tap into information that might guide you in better dealing with a student concern. As you look at the education preparation goals, I believe that you will begin to see language that ties the importance of this course into these goals. Specifically things like consulting with colleagues and parents to develop cooperative support for students' learning and well-being. Demonstrate sensitivity to students and seek outside help when appropriate. Parents are going to lean on you as the experts, and it's not just in health education, but it's in social emotional wellness, it's in relationship building, all those components that naturally fall into a classroom setting. So what we once thought was the role of a health teacher or a PE teacher, we're really starting to see come alive in traditional classrooms, and with teachers of all content areas starting to embed these factors into their classroom routines. For our learning outcomes, we are really focusing on the demand of the 21st century educator. We're being asked as educators to build employability skills, to embed character education into our classroom, and really to focus on teaching to the whole child. So this course is going to allow you to focus on those areas and hopefully be able to take these threads and weave them into your coursework as you move forward into your student teaching experiences and ultimately into your own classrooms. So there will be 4 units of study, and you will be asked to consider your health as the teacher and how it impacts student learning, and then you will be asked to consider the student's health and how it impacts their learning. The 4 goals that we have are really about the importance of whole child instruction, engaging in connections of health and wellness when it comes to building a unit or a lesson, locating professional resources for keeping yourself as a growth mindset, lifelong learner of how your role with student health and wellness and instruction is continually going to evolve. And then finally, your ability to make health information accessible and communicate health content to your stakeholders. So again, PTA meetings, meet the teacher nights. What are some ways that you can demonstrate to your peers, to your administrators, to your families, that you care for your students, you care for their well-being, and you acknowledge that their well-being impacts them as a successful learner. I have various ways that you're going to be able to demonstrate this, and again, I want these assignments to be relevant and useful in your future classroom experiences. So you will have research portfolios, 3 of them. There's a rubric that will go along with those. Reflection activities that can be anything from article reviews to video searches, different things for you to share some reflection on. Discussion forums, there'll be 3 topics. You'll be asked to post a response and then to respond to 2 of your classroom peers. Digital networking, we're finding that different social media platforms such as Facebook and Twitter are becoming places for teachers to have forums and discussions and share information about content, about struggles, about learning. And so I'm going to encourage you to consider looking into some of those, and then also challenge you to find various professional organizations that are sharing information in digestible bites for us as educators so that we can keep up with our learning. And then finally, you'll be asked, there's a 2-option assignment in an interdisciplinary health lesson. So being able to either create your own unit of study with the core content area, or do that research piece where you find 3 lessons that already exist, review them, and find one that you feel would be best suited for your students and your learners. And again, 4 weeks. This is the breakdown of your topics and the work that will be due. Everything is due Sunday by 11:55 p.m. No change in that. That should be pretty consistent throughout the entire course. And again, if you need supports, maybe library, the Student Academic Success Center, and any accommodations that you might need, you simply need to reach out and let me know, and I will do everything I can to help you. You should have plenty of time to be able to work on this. I understand sometimes life happens. If that's the case, please be proactive and notify me just as quick as you can. I can always grant you an extension, but anything that is late will be accepted up to 3 days, and it will have to have a 10% penalty as we go along. So don't lose out on those points. Be proactive and practice your professional communication skills. Again, that's it for the do's and don'ts. I hope that you will reach out to me should you have any other questions.